Division Chief of Staff, Colonel Gregorio Vicente B. Tomas, to give us his welcome remarks, sir.
Thank you, MC. This is how we greet our very important guest. Kung sila po yung pupunta rito, a bayanihan afternoon to everyone po. And welcome to the home of the Jungle Fighters. Ito po ang 2nd Infantry Division, the division of the best division in the Philippine Army. Totoo po yan, totoo po yan. And on behalf of our commander, Major General Rodel Santos, he would like to extend his, of course, warm welcome. And of course, bago lahat, ibabatiin ko po yung very important people. Pareho sila eh. So siguro by, sinong una, by age or by looks? And then dahil kapatid ni Sir Manny, Mr. Dono Bautista, Marist School, Brothers High School. Big round of applause po. And of course, the CEO, Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation, Mr. Rick Veloso. And to all the fine gentlemen, may ladies po ba? Of Marist School, batch 82. Welcome po sa inyong lahat. Alam niyo po, we are very honored na you took time to come and visit us here. And for those who play golf, we have a golf course, a 9-hole golf course. Those who are into fun shoot, we have a very nice, what we call a Gen Sun shooting range. Bagong gawa po siya. So, and this afternoon po, you will be witnessing one of the best marching band in the Army, which is the 2ID marching band. And we're proud to showcase our very talented majorettes. And of course, mamaya po yung gustong mag-zipline. And ano pa ang in-offer natin, Paul? Rappelling. And the museum. You'll have a windshield tour. Hindi po ba kayo mag-overnight? Hindi. Sayang, ano? Because paggabi po, parang naka-air condition dito. Ganun ang weather sa Tanay. So you don't need to turn on your air conditioning. So hindi ko na po pahabayan dahil isa rin po akong ayaw bitawan ng mic. Again, welcome po sa home ng Jungle Fighters. Palakpakan natin ang ating mga bisita. I hope sirs and ma'am, hindi ko makita yun ma'am. Sige po, sige po. Yes sir. And of course, papalakpakan din natin ng CMO Batalyon, sila po. So please sit tight and enjoy the show. Again, a bayanihan afternoon to everyone and welcome to the home of the Jungle Fighters.
Thank you, sir. At this juncture, we will request the CEO of Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation, Mr. Rick Veloso, to give us his message.
Maraming salamat, Chief of Staff, Colonel Tomas, the officers and men of the 2nd Infantry Division, the Jungle Fighters of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, batch 82 classmates, magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat. In 1982, the rest of us here, sir, were actually young, naughty, carefree, and decided to have our bivouac here. For some reason or the other, our commandant in Marist School claims to be a jungle fighter. Hindi ko malaman kasi kung talagang jungle fighter siya, dapat siya akong nakaupo dito sa harap namin. But nevertheless, he arranged for us to be trained here in Camp Kapintin. And I remember we were actually in a setting where we were actually sleeping by the grass, and I can vividly remember how some of us were very much curious on how to dig a hole and relieve ourselves. Hindi ho kami pinaligo for 4 days, and on our last night, saka kami sinabihan, pwede na kayo pumunta sa falls at maligo. Hindi ko maintindihan kung ano nang amoy namin lahat, pero I think yung amoy namin na yun ay naging reason for us to band together. Yes. That is why we're still here today to be able to celebrate, the camaraderie of batch 1982. Lahat po kami dito halos 40 years na magkakasama because most of us here joined Marist School way back in 1971 during our prep years. Some of us entered Marist School in between, but all of us are brothers in Mary. And as what they say, we are very happy, and we'd like to deeply thank the 2nd Infantry Division for having us here. As they say, you are you're promoting peace, okay, by creating development in the community, which we pray to Jesus through Mary. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, sir. And now, a few minutes from now, we will witness the 2nd Infantry Division Band's exhibition. May we request everyone to please sit back, relax, and enjoy while watching the magnificent rendition from your jungle fighter soldiers.
Handa na po upang magpakitang gilas.
Thank you.